This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi everyone, Rusty back here with your latest Meteo Mundo forecast for this Monday, December the 18th. Now, we'll talk a little bit about the end of the day forecast for our Monday, but really going to be focusing on Tuesday and the rest of the weekend into the weekend. And we are going to have some wind and rain again for the Caribbean and the Bahamas. And speaking of the Bahamas, man, what a storm system that one was over the weekend. Here in Florida, we never got the severe weather we were looking at possibly, but we got so much rain and there were some flooding issues, especially along the coast. And I know the Bahamas had some issues as well. So if you live in that area, drop it in the comments section below. Let me know how you fared. Still very windy, but we are going to be getting to dry out. And that wind and rain is moving off towards the east. There is extremely windy conditions now for Bermuda, portions of the Turks and Caicos, and as we get into portions of the Caribbean as well. And that will be one of the big stories here following the remainder of that front here early in the week. So friends, as we get started, thank you so much, of course, for liking the video. If you want the latest forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas, hit that subscribe button. Now, this is the visible satellite imagery on this Monday, and a couple things I want to look at here. First of all, again, we're beginning to see the drier air nudge to the Bahamas, so that's good because we've had, a lot of rain and certainly still some breezy conditions there. But I'm going to put on the wind surface product here. This is going to be the gusts, and look at some of these gusts on this Monday late afternoon for us here. We have some winds in Bermuda of around 45-mile-an-hour gusts in the Turks and Caicos. The winds have been gusting up to 35 miles an hour. We're going to have some breezy conditions in the northwest side of the Caribbean as well. Then for Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, you're getting some winds 25, close to 30 miles an hour. Nice little wind gust there near the St. Martin area of around 30 to 35. So it's certainly very breezy outside in some areas. And there'll be some rain to go along with it. But the wind gust is going to be a story for us here over the next several days. Of course, this time of the year, we get these fronts to come in with some drier air, and it can really kick up the wind. Back to our enhanced satellite imagery, and then we'll look at the water vapor imagery. So again, the green is your moisture plume. So not only is it breezy, but there'll be some showers associated with this for Bermuda. This goes back to the Turks and Caicos, portions of Hispaniola, eastern Cuba, and Jamaica can get on the act as well. The red is your drier air. So for the Gulf of Mexico and most of the Bahamas and the Northwest Caribbean, we're now entrenched with some drier air, at least in the short term. But this moisture axis won't be moving much, and we'll see it kind of even back build west. So places like Jamaica will actually have a better chance for rain later in the week. And then some of this rain going along with the breeze will be moving into places like Puerto Rico and portions of the Leeward Islands as well. Really good way out in the central Atlantic. It's not going to influence anyone, but again, nice little mid-level low there, which is just kind of spinning like a top. Let's talk about the winds to begin with here. So this is our wind vector imagery here. I'm going to make these things just a little bit bigger so they're easier to see. There you go. Now, first of all, and I'm going to see so this is basically like overnight starting off on our Tuesday. Strong north winds all the way into the Northwest Caribbean for the grand portions of the Cayman Islands, maybe portions of Jamaica, although you might have more of a northeast breeze, but through the Caribbean coastline of Central America as well. And you can see those winds kind of changing up right along that moisture axis that I mentioned. So behind it, of course, our winds are out of the north and west. Ahead of it, we still have more of an easterly breeze, and that's really been digging in some moisture back towards Bermuda. So let's take a look at how our winds are going to be playing out here over the next several days. I just want to make sure that I've got the right layers associated with this so we can get this going. Let's see here. I'm going to swing this back over here, and then let's loop this up. All right, so we're going to watch this. It might take a little second here to loop on, but what you're going to end up seeing is a lot of the Turks and Caicos, and then the central, but especially the northwest side of the Caribbean, with some very windy conditions over the next several days. The winds will turn a little bit more north and east, and then basically the rest of the Caribbean and into the Leeward Islands and the Windward Islands will get in associated with these northeast winds as well. So kind of a general consensus is the winds will turn out of the north and east. But as the winds turn, we're also going to get some lift in the atmosphere to give us some decent showers in some parts of the area, including Puerto Rico, portions of Hispaniola, Jamaica, and the northern side of the Leeward Islands as well. Virgin Islands will be included in on that. But again, December, you get the northeast winds behind these fronts. And again, these fronts are stronger now, and they are beginning to push in more of a northerly breeze. So for a fair amount of us, We're going to at least try and cut off the humidity a little bit, but the breeze is going to kick up the surf and the sea conditions as well in a lot of areas across the Caribbean and the Bahamas over the next several days. All right, let's take a look at the actual rain here. We'll go to the wide shot. There we go. And then again, just going to double check my layers here of the map. We'll switch it over to reflectivity, make sure that we get the winds off, a little too cluttered if we don't. And we'll loop this up. So again, for my friends in the Bahamas, we're mainly going to be dry. We could catch a few kind of lighter showers redeveloping later in the week, but some of this green I'm not really concerned about being actual rain, could just be some moisture in the atmosphere. Where that is going to be another story is going to be through portions of the Caribbean and the Turks and Caicos. So let's start off there. And first of all, these are going to be very wind-driven showers as we get into our Tuesday and Wednesday, slowly drifting off towards the east, but portions of the Turks and Caicos with the opportunity for some showers there. These showers should generally be trying to drift off towards the east as they do so. So for places like the northern side of Hispaniola and then Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, a little bit better opportunity for some rain to move into your area later in the week. Now, it's very windy outside right now, okay, but the rain chances will be going up as we do so, kind of favoring the northern side of the islands right now because, again, a northeast breeze. But, you know, for Road Town and St. Thomas and St. Croix and St. John, certainly going to be some scattered showers in the forecast. It's not a washout by any means. There will be some heavier rain, or at least a higher opportunity for some rain over portions of the Dominican Republic, and even Haiti will get it on the act as well. We'll talk a little bit more about the Leeward Islands forecast coming up in just a second. I do want to get back to Jamaica real quick, because what's going to basically happen here, if I zoom out a little bit more, not that far, but this moisture axis will kind of be elongated and kind of drift back into the Northwest Caribbean. So if nothing else, it just keeps enough moisture in play to give us the chance for some rain in places like Jamaica. It'll be fairly low for Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the rain chances will be going up a little bit as we get into our Thursday and our Friday and early on Saturday. And you can see that on the model as well. As a matter of fact, again, this is going to be for the rest of our Monday, but Tuesday, a few showers out there. Wednesday again for my friends in Kingston and Montego Bay. I got a 5-day forecast coming for you in just a second, so stay tuned for that. It's spottier rain, breezy conditions, and then the rain chances just get a little bit higher, especially Friday and into Saturday. We'll look at the potential for the total rainfall coming up in just a minute. But again, enough moisture here where we're going to get some spotty showers, and that will be the case over the Northwest Caribbean in general, over portions of Hispaniola, Cuba, and the Turks and Caicos, certainly Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, and it's just a little bit more spotty overall for the Leeward Islands in general. I would favor the northern side of the Leeward Islands compared to the Windward Islands here. So again, the Lesser Antilles in general, farther north that you go, a little bit better chance for some showers there. It's, again, not a lot of rain overall. There could be pockets of heavier rain or a downpour here or there, but I'm not expecting much over the next 5 days. And there's a little bit more activity that could try and drift in from Barbados south to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, Tobago, and Trinidad. But again, maybe towards the mainland, Trinidad catches a slightly better chance for a scattered shower late in the week. Nothing extremely significant though. Again, we're not completely dry in this area as of yet, but rain chances aren't significantly high either. Same thing for the ABC Islands. Again, you can see just enough moisture to pop off a couple of showers, mainly mid to late in the week. Is it going to add up to a lot? No, I don't expect that. But is it going to be completely dry in this area? No, not the case as well. The biggest story really for Central America and the Northwest Caribbean, as I've mentioned, is the wind. I mean, yes, we're going to get some showers out here, but I'm also going to add in the wind layer to this and loop this back into motion. So if you notice that these north to northeast winds will just drive in some rain straight into the coastline of places like Costa Rica and Honduras and Nicaragua and Guatemala, maybe even a few showers up towards Belize and Belize City, and then off the coastline of Honduras for Roatan as well. Just a stiff north wind. These are going to be winds that'll be gusting, 20 to 25 miles an hour. We can take a look at that as well. If I switch the vectors and then add on the text product, again, I showed you this last time. The purples are getting into that 20 knot wind. When you get into the pinks and the whites, you're getting to the 25 to 30 knot winds. So really strong winds offshore that will be swinging around for us here, coming out of the north into the east. So the arrow points in the way that the wind is going to be traveling towards, and you get the idea idea. It's just going to be very, very breezy in these areas here. And that's just not going to really change over the next 5 days. Just very windy conditions, and it's going to provide us the opportunity for some showers as well. All right, so total precipitation wise here, we'll swing over to that product and just make sure here that I've got, you know, let's see here. This takes us out to, I don't want to loop it though, because that always causes some problems. So let's go out to our Saturday. There we go. All right, so this is going to be what the rain is going to be at like through, let's see, today's the 18th. No, this would be for Friday. That's fine. Friday afternoon. We'll take a look at that. You can see again this elongated moisture axis that's going to pump in a lot of rain. It's not moving much. I will say that the opportunity for the best rain will be in offshore waters. But again, around Bermuda, there's a few inches of rain possible. If this moisture axis moves just 50 miles off towards the east, Bermuda could be in store for several inches of rain. Look at this maximum of rain here, over a foot of rain in the open waters east of the Bahamas, north of the Turks and Caicos. For the Turks and Caicos itself, again, still the opportunity for some breezy showers that add up to a few inches of rain. And look at the model paint on some significant rain on the northern sides of Hispaniola, okay? Obviously, places like Santo Domingo and Punta Cana would not be included in this, but the northern side of both Haiti and the Dominican Republic could have some significant rainfall there. You get down towards Port-au-Prince and Lacai, not nearly as much, although Lacai, kind of right in that strait between eastern Cuba and Hispaniola, we get a better chance for some heavier downpours. And it's the same scenario again for Jamaica. The model wants to kind of favor the northeast side of the island towards Port Antonio, but I promise you places like Montego Bay, my friends in Westmoreland Parish, and Negril and Mandeville and Maypen and Kingston and Port Moore and Spanish Town, all with the opportunity for some decent rain totals mid to late in the week. You'll just get a better opportunity. And again, this moisture axis just kind of drops back towards the south and to the west. And then you get into, again, another maximum right along the coast of some heavier rain. I mentioned Costa Rica back down towards Panama. Most of this will be right along the immediate coastline or fall just offshore, but you're looking at 4 to 5 inches of rain as a possibility there. As I said, not a lot for the ABC Islands, a quarter to a half inch at most. Again, the model does paint on a little maximum of rain, and this is something I'll be watching out for places like Grenada, St. Vincent, and the rest of the Grenadines and Barbados, where we could get more than 1.5 inches of rain. But I think that's going to be pretty isolated in nature. I'm not sure if I buy that overall wider swath of heavier rain, but there could be some heavier downpours here or there. Again, this would keep Trinidad and Tobago slightly drier, and then it does begin to dry out as you get into the remainder of the Lesser Antilles, especially as you get towards the Leeward Islands. Spotty rain there. Wind-driven showers for Puerto Rico. Again, I mentioned the northern side of the island with a little bit higher opportunity for some rain. So better chance for places like Arecibo and San Juan compared to Ponce over the next 5 days. And for my friends in the Bahamas, we don't need any more rain. There won't be much more behind this front. Relatively speaking, we're going to have some drier hours. All right, got some 5-day forecast for you here. We'll start off in San Juan. Again, one big story is it's going to be very breezy. Then we're going to get a decent chance for some rain Wednesday through our Saturday. Now look, the rainfall totals may not add up to a significant amount, but you should expect at least the opportunity for some showers to be developing each and every day, Wednesday through Saturday, up to a 60% chance Friday and Saturday. This is going to keep our daytime highs just in the lower 80s. Again, I mentioned it, if nothing else, these stronger winds, which will be turning out of the northeast for a lot of us, will, if nothing else, help to undercut the humidity a bit as well. For Montego Bay, again, relatively dry Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll start to pick up a better rain chance Thursday and Friday. That's going to be your maximum. A 40% chance for showers on Thursday, a 50% chance on Friday. Drier weather does begin to nudge back in on Saturday. We're back down to a 20% chance at a partly sunny skies. Daytime highs, that's a little bit nicer out there. Lower 80s the next couple days, up to the mid 80s in a couple of spots across the island into the weekend. But again, humidity levels come down a bit as well. All right, friends, of course, you can find us across our social media platforms, and you have been doing so. The last TikTok that we did absolutely blew up. So thank you, first of all, for finding us on the other social media platforms. There are all the other ones that you can as well. Another big thing you can do for us, of course, is just let your friends and family know about our channel. More eyes on certainly help us as well. So thank you again for liking the video, commenting below if you've got a specific question about the forecast. Again, I'd love to hear what the weather's been like in your area lately as well. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. Have a great rest of your day, friends. I'll see you soon with the latest forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas right here at Meteo Mundo.